All right, gang, lots to talk about as always. We have a special guest here. We all know who this guy is, okay? But before we get to this guy, we're going to talk about the lawsuit for probably the last half hour, if unless Justin takes like 35 minutes doing his thing here, you know? No, he won't. I'm only kidding, okay? 2 reminders. Who still wants to go to the ABR class next Thursday and Friday? Anybody else? Just Steven?
I called this morning to go over that.
And what did they say?
I went for a call back.
It's sold out. Can't go. So we've had a month to go. You snooze, you lose. In case you didn't get the email from NAR, they're giving the course for free on Zoom over the next, I think it's 12 months. So I'm going to sign up for it. Jump into a class here, jump into a class there. It's free. It's very self-paced. It'll take us years, most of us here, you know? You know, come on now, you know? But, so that's good by NAR. It's free, but it's not the same as going to see Lee for 2 days, where he's going to drill it into your head. Nowhere close, okay? And the other thing to remind you of is the general membership luncheon. I think there's still seats available at the South Durango, March 15th. It's Friday, $35. You get a free CE class. Get a really nice lunch at the big ballroom in the Durango station. So it should be a lot of fun, okay? All right, again. Oops, before we get there. Now we'll go right there. All right. All right, gang. Who doesn't know who this is? A lot of you don't, right? Okay. I remember when I started in November of 2019, a day I'll never forget. About a week into it, Damien goes, you gotta work with Rock Title with this Barbra Becker girl. Oh, fuck. Who's this Barbra Becker girl, I'm saying? You know? But a lot of my success in 2019, 2021 was due to Barbra Becker. She is the, I don't know how long she was with Rock before she took a little hiatus, but now she's back. And some changes at Rock are taking place. Do you want to talk about that when you get up? Or I'll go into it a little bit, but the marketing reps are changing, okay? We kind of threw all the names up in the air and they landed in a hat, okay? But we won. We got Barbra. Okay, so everybody say hello to Barbra Becker, everybody. Don't worry. We had a meeting with her and Justin and Wendy. Wendy read her the riot act of all the stuff that you guys need, okay? So she's going to be up and running real quick, if not today. So everything you would go to Tim and Anthony for, we go to Barbra Becker. So Barbra, say hello.
And Tim and Anthony are awesome. Trust me, I love them myself too. But I'm going to try and step into some big shoes and be here for you to help you with all of your needs. So basically, I have done this. I was with Rock Title for 3 years and an escrow for 10 and a realtor for the 10 years prior to that. So I do have I know a little bit. But anyway, I am going to do my very best to step into their shoes to help them. Justin is going to be supporting me 100% if there is something social media-wise that I'm not as tech-savvy as them. Justin will step in and help. Anthony and Tim are also my team members and will help me. So I hope that I get to know every single person, first and last name in this room, and something about you, and we're going to have a personal relationship. So I hope you'll give me a chance and be patient with me, and I will do my best to serve you.
So Barbra Becker, everybody. Hey.
This was me 3 years ago. This is before COVID. This is not an 80s glamour show.
Who's updated their headshot? We're all realtors.
Yeah.
So, until I find a photographer that can make this pretty, then
We're going with this, right?
Use this. So this is my alter ego. So yeah. Obama, we love you.
Yeah. Woo! One more Rock Title thing before Justin starts. We also have escrow officer extraordinaire in the room, Laura Moran. Everybody, say hello to Laura. So that's Laura. When you put her name on the RPA, that's actually she's alive. She exists. She's a real person. Real person.
M-O-R-A-N.
That's it. All right, Justin, take it away, big fella. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Well, it's Thursday, right? It's been a whirlwind of a week, but it's Thursday, so happy Thursday, guys. Just like what Tim said, right, and Barbra, she's going to take the torch from Tim and Anthony, and we're going to move forward and continue everything that we have already had planned. I'm coming in March twice, towards the end, I think the last 2 weeks in March, and we're going to do some Facebook and Instagram training on those 2 last Wednesdays of the month, so you don't want to miss that. We'll be back for that. And just to clarify, Tim and Anthony are still with the organization. We just did a little bit of a restructure. Tim's going to be leading the Northwest office, and Anthony is going to be leading Green Valley. and Felicia is at Southwest. So everyone's still in the mix, and a big congratulations to Jocelyn. I don't know if anyone knows Jocelyn. She's also was a sales rep, but she's ascended to more of a corporate role to assist me. Because if you didn't know, I now cover our sales in both states, in addition to Rock University and all that. So just a little bit of help.
A little bit.
Needed, quite funny. So in addition to that, I just want to take a few minutes to talk about CMAs and prospecting. Who is currently meeting their 2024 goals? Okay, all right. There's room for improvement. Right? Last year was tough. We won't go into the past, we'll look at the future. There's a lot of opportunity, and you may have heard, like, are you going to wait for the market, or are you going to go and create the market? Right? You're going to get out there. You're going to prospect. We all want more listings, correct? So if you've been in some of the classes, we've talked about CMA challenges. It would be helpful if.
All right, I'll do that.
Barbra.
I'll do that. You do that.
Yeah.
I'll switch it. You
I
do
think it's
2. I'm going to go with 2.
So I'm going to give you guys 2 templates. If you've been in some of these classes before, you may have seen these templates. Maybe you're like, ooh, I'm going to actually use those, but did you use them? Right? We got to take action. So a couple of these is, this is a 8.5 by 11 printable version of a Canva template that you can send out for a CMA challenge. Now, what I mean by CMA challenge, I mean pick a number. In each day, you are going to commit to sending out 1 CMA, 2 CMAs, 3 CMAs, whatever it may be. Okay? The more of these that go out, the more opportunities are going to be presented. Somebody may be curious about what it is. This is fully customizable. So before we start, I know how we feel about certain brands, but the consumer is still going online and looking at these valuations. The whole point of this is not to pull a 10-page packet RPR CMA or a booklet or something like that for each of these, right? That'd be a little bit challenging to do 3 a day or 5 a day or whatever it is, a number that's manageable for you. The whole point of this is to create curiosity. So whether you're handing this out to a physical person at a door, or you're going to send the text message version, right? Nice little image, you can add in all that info, and you're going to text it to them or email, whichever you want to do, and you're going to just tell them, hey, here's some of the latest valuations that these platforms are saying your home is worth. I have my opinion. I'm curious about yours. Question mark? Wait for a response. The agents and top producers and teams that we've been working with on these have been getting great responses. Hey, yeah, that seems really high, or that doesn't seem quite what I think. And then you can respond and say, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let me dive a little bit deeper, and I'll send you a full valuation and some comps. That way we can talk about it together and just make a little bit more sense about what they're doing. The whole point of this, create curiosity, not to do a full-blown CMA. Has anybody done a CMA day challenge? 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day? Who in here sets 2 hours a day on prospecting?
Everybody. They're just afraid to raise their hand. Yeah. They all do it. Yeah. Yeah.
30 minutes. Who in here sells real estate? Right? So we have to time block. We have to set that time aside. We get so busy and everything, and I get it. Trust me. You don't know my background. I've been an active agent. I work for a large team in Arizona. I understand the pain points, which is why I train a lot, because I'm passionate about it. But we have to time block. We all want more listings. How do we get more listings? We can't just wait for the phone to ring. Yeah, we have passive marketing that's going out. Maybe social media, maybe postcards, maybe some door knocking. But if you want more listings, talk directly to the homeowners. You guys have access to the largest database in Nevada for homeowners. Do we know what it's called? MLS. Tax records. Right? So pick a subdivision, pick an area, pick where you live, whatever it may be. Start with your sphere of influence. Start with your past clients that you've sold and send them an update on what they have. And if they say, yeah, we will get the response of, we've lived here for 4 years or whatever it is, 3 years, we're not planning to leave until the kids leave. Cool. Do you know anyone else that would be that would benefit from receiving their updated valuations for their property? right? That's a question we always forget to ask, that referral. Because we're afraid, right? Because it's salesy. But if you're providing value first, and you're asking them for your opinion, it's less about you and more about them. And let me tell you, the responses that we get back when you say, hey, I've got my opinion on this, but I'm curious about yours, question mark, they are so willing to talk, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, text message version, it's fully editable, so you can come in here if you wanted to not send Zillow, maybe a different platform or whatever it is, it's fully customizable. You come in here, change the name, you can add in the amount in there, Redfin. Open door, let's talk about that real quick. So, obviously, you would technically have to put in a property address in open door to get a valuation, right? And then that would go to the home and just not great. But did you know that if you went to realtor.com, they actually give you the open door valuation for that property? So you don't have to go through that process. So for instance, if I go to realtor.com and I put in, let's just go with Las Vegas. Las Vegas. I always forget there's a Las Vegas, New Mexico. Definitely not as cool as us, right? And I click on, let's say this one, and you cross your fingers, they didn't up the platform because that would be not great. It's going to be here somewhere. Did they change it?
Real estimate.
They went to real estimate. Hold on. See, this happens every time. Did they take it off? I think they did.
Way to go,
Okay.
Justin.
Well, we're gonna-
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
yeah.
now we're done. No. But there's three, right? There's multiple platforms. Who in here uses OneSuite? Some people. So you could pull a valuation through their algorithm as well. Because on Homes or OneSuite, which is Realty One Group's website that they give you guys, it's included what you pay. You can go in there and you can get a property valuation on any property. And it's the same algorithm, similar to like Zillow and all that kind of stuff. So you could use that one. You can pull your own numbers, wherever it may be. But the whole point is to give them a few options to create that curiosity and to get a response from them. Taking action, sending something to them, and then you're going to create that conversation. The more conversations you have, the more opportunities that are going to be presented for new listings, right? If we take a look at the math, Tom Ferry has done a thing. Well, how many deals you want to close in a year? Well, now you have to multiply that by 50, okay? Because it takes about 50 conversations to lead a deal or land a deal. And then you have to break that down backwards. So you have to work backwards, break down the data. So the more conversations you're going to be having, the more opportunities that are going to be presented in front of you. So again, start with your sphere of influence, start with your past clients, people you know, your area or subdivision that you live in, or if you're already farming, start working on those homes and getting these out there. And again, they're fully customizable. So you're just going to swap in your information, all that good stuff. And then this is the 8.5 by 11 printable version as well, or you can do a PDF in an email.
And Justin, where do they find that? How do they get to this?
Yep, good question. So I'm going to post this in the closed group as soon as I'm done.
Okay.
Yep. So you guys can go into the closed Summerlin group, and I'll put both of the links in there, and you can easily go in and customize it. Again, you can change backgrounds, whatever you want to do in there, however you want to say it. Okay?
Beautiful.
Nice, thank you.
Can we commit to a CMA Day challenge?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? We want to close more deals. How do we do it? We got to take action. We got to take action. And I want to see you guys.
100 days.
Huh?
How many days challenge?
Well, I'll tell you this. So a contributor.
100 days challenge.
100-day challenge, yeah. So a contributor to Inman News, Jimmy Burgess, did the challenge himself. In 90 days, he generated over $11 million in listings. In 90 days. So he sent out about 75 CMAs. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, right?
Who did he send them?
Past clients, fears, his farming. He was making conversations, reaching out to people with curiosity.
The success you've seen so far, have you seen it be more putting these on doors, through text messaging,
Text.
through email?
Text. Yeah, text for sure. We know emails, obviously it's still part of the marketing game, it's just a little bit tougher. right? 20 years ago, we didn't get bombarded with so many emails, but now it's like that mail that comes in, just the dentist and all that, right? So text has definitely been the best response. And I will tell you this, I'll get to your question real quick. The agents that leverage video, because we all do that, right? The agents that leverage video, like the text version, and this will be included. So we've even have instances, so when you guys click on the link, it'll pop open like that, and then if you scroll down, you'll see this on there. I went to Zillow.com on my phone, typed in the property address, scrolled down, looked at this estimate, took a screenshot of that, and that's what I would include in the video as my background. So we know like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Reels, there's a green screen and you can upload an image behind you and you're pointing to it, right? Hey, this is what Zillow's saying that your estimate is right here. I've got my opinion about it, but I'm curious about yours. Let me know.
What?
Right?
So
And the
okay,
video's been
Instagram
amazing.
have the background in the what? Instagram in the what?
YouTube
YouTube Shorts,
Shorts.
short form video content. So Shorts, Reels, or TikTok, right? And they have the green screen capability. It works beautifully. Works beautifully. So the ones that were leveraging video with it got even a better conversion on it, but text for sure. Text for sure.
What were you saying the stats were for that guy Jimmy Burgess?
You
said he only sent out 75.
75 in 90 days, $11 million in listings, just over $11 million.
Where does he live? Bueller?
No, I mean that's I think he's more Florida, so yeah, in that area. But each market's going to be different. But here's the thing, and I always follow the data. If something is working for someone and it's duplicatable, like we can go in and duplicate it, why don't we do it for ourselves? It's worth a shot. If you did that and you even generated $6 million, half of that, $5 million, would that substantially change your life? Your business, right? Imagine you kept doing that. Okay? So we got to go out there and create the market. We can't wait for the phone to ring. We have to do things that's going to make it ring and just create that curiosity. So we can commit to it. Who can commit to one for the next 5 days? One a day for 5 days.
Starting next week.
Starting next week. Starting next week. I'm all about starting small.
Today.
Right?
March
Today,
3rd.
yes, perfect. Start small and then build on it. Once you get one win, somebody replies and now you're doing a full-blown CMA for them, evaluation, and now you're meeting them. Imagine that confidence boost. And then you're going to feel great about it. Like, okay, this is working. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. So start with 5. 5 days, one a day. And then at the end of the 5 days, you're going to be like, okay, I actually did that. I'm going to do it another week. And it just becomes normal practice for you. And we get back in that prospecting habit. We have to time block. Time block changed my life. Honestly, I did not believe in it. I did not believe in did not calendar anything. But I said, I'm committing an hour to this, whether it's prospecting or whatever it may be, and you just see the growth start to happen. Just like if somebody, I joke about it all the time, if someone called you right now and said, hey, I need to list my house like immediately, can you come right now? You don't care what we have to say. You're leaving. Kids are picking themselves up from school. They're cooking their own dinner, right? But we have to have that same mindset on working on our business, especially prospecting. Okay? Questions? Feedback? Sorry.
I had a question about you said like the text messaging requirement, what platform do we use for that, or, I haven't heard of what platform you use for that, or where you can do that.
To get phone numbers and stuff,
Yeah.
especially do not call. Yeah, so you could work with Rock Title, and we can help you, if you have a list or a subdivision or something, we can help you get those phone numbers, and
Do
you
not
can
call,
email
you
them.
text. This
What was
is
that?
do not call, but you text. It's not different problem.
That's,
That means you lose your license. That's what that means.
That's
I'm not touching that one, but we can help you connect with Barbra, and we can help you with it.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
So out the same house, different company, different price.
Yeah.
When they ask that, what do we say?
They all
Which one
have
we
they
trust?
all have their own unique algorithms and how they pull, and it's a high level view. So again, as we all know, when we go in and do it, they're not Zillow and all these companies don't necessarily know. Hey, they just spent $50,000 remodeling their kitchen or the backyard or whatever it is, and that's where we dive deeper. And that's the conversation with the client when they come back and say, $500,000, that seems low, and you're like, I thought the same thing, but have you done any upgrades?
That's
let
why
me,
I need to go take a look.
I need to go take a look and say,
Let's
hey,
pick up.
let me do this for you. I'll do a deeper dive so you have some concrete numbers in there, and we can discuss any upgrades you've done or anything that would affect that price, because I would agree with you.
They will say which one I trust, which one's
No
the
one
better.
can trust me.
Don't just avoid that. Say, hey, this is a high level view. High level view. Let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's talk about any upgrades you've done.
So I am MLS the most correct one.
I would let them see what they come back and say. Because if they say like it's low or something, and you can say, hey, I thought the same thing, or if they're like, that seems high, you'd be like, okay, well, let me dive a little bit deeper in the comps. It's just creating that conversation. Creating that conversation.
And to Justin's point, how many of you have taken the free CMA class at LVR? None of you, probably. Is that a girl? There you go. You got to take it 5 times to learn how to do a really good CMA. On your thing about Tom Ferry, when I was at RE/MAX, my partner Linda, we were both being coached by Tom Ferry. And back then it was 1 in 41, you get a deal. Now it's 50, 41 conversations. And we did the CMA challenge. And just like I tell a lot of new people, we weren't killing it. We were like 3 years into business. We got a property that was sold by a RE/MAX agent. We went to Rock Title back then. Right, Justin? Rock Title, 8 years ago, sure. And I got a list of the homes, me and Linda, around that home. And we got on the phone an hour a day. She went in one conference room, I went in the other. And we called. Maybe, how many calls can you make in an hour? 20, 25, 30? And we used the script. Hey, Mary, this is Tim over at RE/MAX. We just sold a house on 1111 Banana Street last week, in case you didn't know, for $850,000, the highest ever in that subdivision. Do you have any thoughts of selling? They all said no, okay? No one said yes. Every now and then you get a yes. But my point was to get their information, and then we would do a CMA challenge, which Ferry put us on, and we would drop it off at their house. There was no texting it 8, 10 years ago. And we drop it off in a nice envelope, nice little cover letter, little stickers on it. Linda, I do little cute little stickers on it. And we got like 8 or 10 listings out of that. And it cost us nothing but our time, okay? So the time blocking is really, really important. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's a game changer.
Huge.
Game changer. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna put these into the closed group in the next few minutes. But honestly, when I'm back next time, I'm gonna ask you guys who's done it. And once you have a success, not if, you're going to, once you continue to do this, email me. I love to hear the stories. I get them all the time.
Can you
Please.
put the conversation, you just talk about the words create conversation, because I want to learn English.
Absolutely. I will bulk it up in the
Okay,
post
thank
for sure. And I'll even give you the little script I said. That way you guys have everything in there. Again, don't reinvent the wheel. If something's working well for someone else, just duplicate it. That's the only difference, is they're just working a little bit more and harder, right? They're setting that time aside to actually take action on these things. So we're gonna do that with you guys for sure.
We're good.
Cool.
Justin Taylor, everybody.
Thank you.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Now am I back to where I'm supposed to be?
One issue by one.
That would be too easy. Look at that. All righty, gang. And again, Justin
My
is...
phone number is wrong, everyone.
Okay, forget about that phone number. Okay.
Just 465.
Is it?
4658.
Okay. That's one Suzanne had for some reason.
We'll make sure they can take it.
It's just a
Couple of announcements. St. Patrick's Day next Tuesday. Is it Tuesday the 14th? Is the 14th is Thursday? It's a Thursday. Thursday. So right after our meeting on the 14th, come on, bring in some Irish stuff. I'm half Irish. We got Irish folks in here. Let's, Erin go bra and all that kind of good stuff. So little potluck. Lee Dreisen is doing a free probate class as far as you have a seller who is in probate but wants to list their house. Very tricky. Extremely tricky deal. He's going to do a free CE class. Okay? So scan the QR code. It's in the handout. That's going to be right here in our office on the 21st, okay? That's the latest Rev Up. There's some new folks in here that are in Rev Up. Make sure you see this. We changed some of the dates because of the ABR class at Southwest next week. So all the Rev Up classes go back a week. But this is the correct schedule. So anyone that's in Rev Up, okay? Maria is out doing compliance every Thursday. Come in with your laptop. She'll be more than happy to sit down with you. Cover anything you want. Matrix, transaction desk, templates, how to fill out an RPA, okay? Every Thursday, Maria will be here right after our meeting. She'll be in this room if you need her help, okay? These are the 2 mandatory classes you all have to take, please, that Justin does live on Monday and Thursday. Now it says 1 o'clock Arizona, 10 Arizona. Don't ask me what time that is here. I'm bad at that stuff, but I think we're earlier, right? Are we earlier?
1 hour.
Yeah, okay. You need to take these classes. The one suite is our CRM, and one orientation is everything about Realty One Group, okay? So you really, really need to take these. If you don't take them live, it's okay. They're all recorded in their library, okay? But these are classes that you really, really need to take as often as you can. Maria's kind of quiet. She hurt her back, so if you see her today, be nice. She's walking around a little gimpy today, okay? How are we doing there, Miss Wendy? We're doing okay? All right, gang, Wendy Schaller, everybody. There she is. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Thank you. So a couple of things before we get to what's in there. I've had 3 this week of what's a courtesy rental listing. So, yes. So with that, guys, courtesy just means you're doing all the same work, all the amount of work, all investing all the time, but you're just not getting paid for it. We don't encourage you to do that because it does get you in a little bit of a bind sometimes because they think courtesy, I'm just going to throw it on the MLS, call it good, and that is not what happens. So I've got do's and don'ts, so you guys are aware. We are, again, not a licensed property management company. So you can help your tenants get into a house, but after that, you have nothing, no communication with what they're doing with their landlord. And if you represent the landlord, you shouldn't be collecting the tenant's monthly rent and all of that. That's it. You're moving your people in and then, okay, tenant and landlord, you guys handle everything else. We are not property management, so don't continue on past that, okay? When you're taking a courtesy rental listing, you cannot take deposits for security deposits, rents, any kind of money, right? And if you take money, you're supposed to have an escrow account. And if you have an escrow account, that deems you as a property management. We are not property management, so can't do that, right? You will be, well, you can't write a lease, and you can't do background checks. You can only give them the information of where they're gonna find this and where they need to go. So there's a lot of stuff that you can't do, because once you do it, it throws you over into property management. So we're not, just don't, guys. So what you can do is you can do all of the listing paperwork. You can put all that paperwork into SkySlope, which takes time, guys. You're gonna do pictures, you're gonna put it on the MLS, you're gonna show the property, you're gonna field all the calls. Why would you wanna do all that stuff?
Just put the owner's phone number on directly
Yeah,
to
but
the window show.
you could, but why? You're a licensed realtor, but if you're fielding the calls, you're potentially getting potential clients as well, so you're gonna wanna field them. But why would you wanna do all that stuff and not get paid, guys? So there's no value really in a courtesy listing. Sometimes you have a high-end client that needs something. We get that sometimes. But when you're starting out, especially a lot of the new agents, really try not to take the courtesy listings because it's kind of messing with you. You're doing a lot of extra work. Yes, you're learning, but there's a lot of things that go along with that that can cross you over and can get you fined. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware on all of how that works. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you recommend a management company?
Yes.
We have
Yes.
some. Yes, we have some.
And technically, we don't want you using the word courtesy. It's not a valid word. LVR doesn't allow it. If you put in age-rated remarks, they'll tell you to take it out because it's nothing. There's nothing courtesy about it. You want to get paid. But to Wendy's point, you can take the listing, and let's say he's offering $300 in co-op, and you want to make $300. So you can make a couple $100 as the rental listing agent. So in case you went off a different path you were going there, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so you can do a regular listing, but when you call it courtesy, it's again you're
Right.
just doing all this work and not getting paid. It's not like you're just throwing it up on the MLS and walking away and hey, whatever happens. That's not it. You're still doing all the work, guys. But so think long and hard before you take the courtesy listing because you'll be doing all that work, and there is a fee. Regardless if you're getting paid or not, Realty One Group is going to charge you a $25 fee because you close that transaction. We have to do all the paperwork. We have to hold it for 5 years, so there is a fee with that. Now, commission. If it's under, if you are going to get commission, it's 10% under $1,000. So if you collect $200, they're going to take 10% of that because we have to do all of that paperwork and hold it fee. Now, if you get paid over, what is it, Maria? Sorry, you're saying
$1,000.
$1,000. Over $1,000 is $200
For every 5,000.
for every 5,000. So again, really confusing with all the numbers because we're all realtors here. So, you talk to Maria when you're doing all that, okay? So she will help work the numbers with you, but when you say courtesy, you think it's free and that's all you're doing, but you're still gonna get charged. We have to charge you to hold those papers. So now, also, Tuesday Agent Mastermind. That is a class that we do hold at 11 o'clock every Tuesday. It's open to everybody, not just new agents. So this Tuesday, there's a bunch of us that went down to Toll Brothers, Cordillera. They came in last week to talk, and we actually took a bunch of us down there, and we took video. So we took a tour of it, and then we did video. This Tuesday, anybody can come, even if you didn't go there, but we're working on putting those videos into CapCut, Momenzo, Blink, and stringing them all together so you can post them on social media. Agent Mastermind Group is just a bunch of us agents getting together saying, you know what apps to use, what apps to use. I have a listing, does anybody want to do an open house? It's really helpful to agents. Sometimes we will have guest speakers, sometimes we'll do field trips, but for the most part, we are learning. We're not just sitting around having coffee, guys. So come on in and join.
Where do you meet for the mastermind?
Right here. Yep, every Tuesday here at 11 a.m. So you can jump in at any time. But I wanted to kind of reinforce that because I think you guys see it on the calendar that we do, which the new March calendar is going to be coming out today. Been working on it all week long, but it will come out today, so watch that. But there is a little form in there, which I think we'll leave by the copier as well, that tells you a description of each class. So, but with Agent Mastermind, everyone's kind of like, what is that? It's all us agents masterminding together, okay? So, real quick on this. We do have free listing and buyer presentations in Zone, and one design. And so there's a digital one for listing and a digital one for buyer, and this is what they look like. Which these are the steps. You're gonna go in one Creative Design Studio, then you're gonna go click on the Realty One Group Prospect Guides, and then they'll pop up and you can design them, right? There's a ton of pages, like 42 pages. You don't have to use them all. You can add to them, you can take them out, but you guys really need to work on your listing presentations. And you know when you guys do that? When somebody calls you and you stay up all night long because you gotta get done by tomorrow. Just have it prepared and then you can fine tune it and you've got it. You can do pre-listing presentations as well. Make it shorter and give them a little dangle the carrot before you get there. Hey guys, this is what we're gonna talk about when I arrive there. And then you do the full-blown listing presentation when you get there. Super helpful. I also have what I call my flip chart. It's a 3-ring binder. I print a lot of the pages that are in there and I include that in my binder. I add Homes Illustrated magazine, my Just Listed, Just Sold postcards. People like tangible items that they can actually feel. So this is great, but also know your client. Do not take this digital one, well, you can take it, but most of the time when you have a client that's 65 and older, they don't want to sit there and watch your screen. They want to talk to you. They see this is the paper that I use when I do your flyers, all that kind of stuff. But then when you have a younger person in their 20s, they're like, what is this flip chart? You know, like, so you have to really know who you're presenting to, but I always take both because I get there thinking I'm gonna do a digital one and my computer battery dies, something happens, and so I'm like, well, that's okay, I've got this one. And you just move on, there's no lapse there. But also, Rock Title. If you go to Rock University, guys, this is the tile that's in the Zone. They have a whole a listing presentation that I think Anthony just sent it over yesterday. It's awesome. You can change the colors. It's made in Canva. So you're just gonna go in there and pop your information in there, but all of the pages are already made and done for you. But just really work on that when you have some downtime at home, because we gotta show our value, guys. So you've got to get this stuff going. And when you're competing for a listing, the one that actually looks prepared and has that's what who they're gonna pick, because that's what travels on through the rest of their transaction. So really just kind of get that started now so you have it and you can fine tune it for each transaction. But any questions for anybody? Nope. Awesome.
That a girl, man. Thank you. Hey, and just one thing about if you have a investor, let's say you have an investor that buys the house and he wants you to help rent it, right? Like Ann was trying to read Ann's mind there. Like, we don't do property management. And in my career, whenever I would have that, in a really nice way, I would talk my client who I just made 10 grand off of, because he bought the house, I would nicely talk him out of allowing me to help him with the property management, okay? So Micah says, Tim, can you help me rent the house? Sure, Mike, I can help you with that. Do you want to use a property management company? No. Okay, how come? Why don't you want to use a property management company? Because they're expensive, right? Yeah, of course, they're expensive. You don't want to use them, right? Okay, I can put it into MLS for you, Micah, but just so you know, I'll send you the applications. You have to pull their credit, verify their work, and verify their employment, collect money from them for deposits, and create the lease. So you have no trouble doing that, do you? Then his head explodes, and he doesn't want to do it. And then I say, let me show you my buddy at Remax, who will do it for like 6% a month or 5% a month. Nothing, okay? You don't want to advocate helping them with that. You really don't, okay? I wouldn't even take a courtesy listing. If I didn't have to, go put something in Craigslist or wherever and get your own tenant,
Why not refer them to management?
Yes.
It doesn't sell real estate.
Yes.
That's the real point.
Yeah.
You want to put them to competition.
We have 3 property managers that we know really well. The biggest fear is when you go to a property manager, they're going to take your listing, when the homeowner wants to sell. because they're going to forget about you because you haven't kept in touch with them in 3 years, right? But the property manager gets a check from them every month, so they know him better than you. And you were their client that they bought the house with, but they forgot about you because most agents don't keep in touch. But these 3 guys will give it back to you. They promise. It's in writing in their contract, so you're not going to lose a potential listing 2, 3, 4 years down the road, okay? Because you haven't kept in touch with them, okay? We have 3 or 4 that we will give you, okay, when the time's right, okay? And you can reach out to them, talk to them, see what they charge, just like anything else, okay? Good stuff by Wendy. These are in there. The listing, presentations, answer calendar. We all know the calendar. All right, let's talk about the lawsuit real quick. Well, before I do that, sometimes me and Wendy are good cop, bad cop, if you've noticed. Who's the good cop? Who's the bad cop? I'm the bad cop? Oh, dude, Mike. Damn. Jeez. You haven't really met Wendy with the door closed yet. Oh, yeah. If you were at home during Thanksgiving dinner and someone knocked on your door and wanted to come on in and talk to you about buying furniture, would you let them in your house? No. Okay. Same thing here. You walk in the office at 9:15. Hey, Tim, I'm sure you're not busy. Sit down with me for 2 hours and do my listing presentation. Or, Wendy, I know you're not busy. Could you fill out this RPA for me because I'm brand new? No, it doesn't work that way, guys. You can't just walk in and expect us to help you. Not that we don't want to, but we have other stuff that we're doing. Okay, we can't just drop it because you don't know how to do your RPA and you've been here for 9 months. You get my point? So I don't mean to be the bad guy here, but do some work. Do some. It's funny. I go back to my karate guy with my nephew. My nephew, I told the story a million times. Nephew wanted to go to karate, got him all the stuff. He'd go there every Saturday, and he'd learn, get the shit beat out of him every Saturday, right? And the sensei said, Blake, every hour here is 10 hours at home during the week. So I got him the heavy bag. He didn't do any 10 hours at home. He was on his Game Boy during that time. So you go back there Saturday, they beat the shit out of him again because he never practiced, okay? That's what you guys have to do, okay? If you're a brand new agent, go on to Matrix and type out 10 RPAs. You're the buyer. Who cares? And practice doing it, okay? It's defeating to us when you need it done and you don't have a clue how to do it and you've been here for a while. Make sense? You guys with me? Okay, all right. So what do you guys know about the lawsuit? What have you heard about it?
Second one, copycat.
You guys haven't heard anything about it?
Yeah. Sue something, sue LVR, right?
structure is changing.
Second copycat.
How many states has Realty One been sued in?
3.
I got 3.
4.
4.
It was 4.
Going once, going twice. Ooh, 2, 3, and 4. I know you're not going to believe this, but Masako is correct. It is 4. Nevada, California, Arizona, and Missouri. Okay? But has that affected your life? No. No, not at all. Not at all. They're not suing you. They might. No, I'm kidding. But it doesn't affect us. Business is normal for now. Okay? This came out through LVR. This is a handout. Okay? You should read this thing 4 or 5 times. There's lingo in there that you could use when you're talking to clients if they bring it up. Okay? How many people actually had someone ask them about the lawsuit? No one. Now it's going to come up sooner or later, okay? But again, it can't be like, Wendy, I got to type up the RPA because I want to get the offer out today and I've never done one before. Same thing with this. You need to practice what you're going to say if it does come up, because it will. It's definitely going to come up, okay? And this is what LVR put out as some of the things that you could say. What I like saying is when someone brings it up, Masako, yeah, I know about that lawsuit. It was in Missouri, right? Yeah, well, it doesn't affect us. We're in Nevada. And in case you didn't know, RE/MAX, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Berkshire Hathaway, they're all in it. But we're not. And that's all true, okay? So you could say stuff like that makes us look like we're isolated from it, but we're not, okay? We're in other lawsuits, okay? But the big one we had nothing to do with. Realty One was not named in it. So you could say that. So that's something that they have, and these are 3 really good websites. I think I'll put them on Facebook so you can just click on the link, okay? But some of these are very, very cool. Again, what you could say about the lawsuits, where they're going, how many there are. Next, on the 21st, if you can see it down there, it's kind of little, our meeting on the 21st will be in the Southwest office because Alex, our attorney, is going to come in again because he has new stuff that he wants to talk to us about, okay? So instead of it being here, we're all going to go to Mark's office, go into the, kind of wedge ourselves in the room and listen to Alex, okay? The biggest thing you just got to remember is that no agents have been sued. It's just the companies. So you're fine, okay? Steph.
So I saw groups that now in Seattle and maybe other states, they send postcards out. Residential real estate broker commissions, antitrust settlements, notice of proposed settlements. If you sold a home and paid a commission to a real estate agent, you may be part of a class action settlement.
I have it in my office.
Scare the shit out of
I should have brought it in. I live with my nephew. My little nephew that didn't want to learn karate when he was 3 or 4. He still lives with me. He's 24 now. But he's great. Graduated UNLV, has a great job at Stratosphere. He checks the mail the other day. He goes, Tim, what is this? And it's addressed to him. And it was about the lawsuit from the attorney that won the lawsuit in Missouri. Sent it to him. He's not even a homeowner, right? He doesn't even own a car. I own the car. He doesn't own anything. I own everything, So you're going to get that postcard in the mail, okay? And here's one of the websites you can go to, competition.realtor, that talks about what the NAR CEO is suggesting that you say, okay? The other one is this the competition.realtor? Let me see something here. Competition, yeah, I think that's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. That's one of the 3 that we have up on this page. That's the only one I memorized. But there's one from, this is the one that comes from us, because 2 people have sued the NVR, the state association, and 1 person has sued LVR, okay? But you're gonna see I'm waiting for the billboard. 187, what is it, 877-1500, Glenn Lerner? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the commercial, Did you sell your house between 2019 and 2023 with a realtor in Las Vegas? Give me a call.
Oh, they did?
So what are we doing then, us, this is a threat.
It is and it isn't. Again, all these lawsuits are on appeal, okay? So in the perfect world, NAR spends all this money, gets a new trial, and we win. Wouldn't that be nice, okay? Long shot? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Berkshire Hathaway, we're told, is going to fight this thing to the Supreme Court because they think it's bullshit, okay? And the whole thing about this is we got convicted of creating a conspiracy. Does anyone know what the definition of a conspiracy is? We hear it all the time. What's a conspiracy? Yeah, but I'm going to take advantage of Micah. Is that a conspiracy? Because I'm going to rip him off? It's when more than 2 people get together to create something. Me and Wendy conspired against Cuba, and instead of you getting a 70-30 split, we're going to tell you it's 60-40 and we get the other 10. We should try that maybe, Kidding. So we're conspiring against you guys. So they're saying that 2.5 million realtors conspired together, keeping our commissions high. I swear to God, that's what we lost on. That's why we lost. Because a jury of 8 said, yeah, they must have conspired. They've had this commission 5-6% for 100 years. So obviously they're colluding. That's why it's always 5 or 6%. And these 8 people said, yeah, I think you're right. How insane is that? I think that's why the public isn't outraged by this, because the average person doesn't get it. I mean, when the cigarette thing, the cigarette people had a big lawsuit, remember years ago they lost? $1 zillion, Marlboro. That was big. Everyone knew about that because a lot of people smoked. But when it comes to this real estate stuff, the average person out there doesn't get it. They want to use us. I mean, it's not like we're losing business, right? Has anyone lost a deal because of the lawsuit? No. The big change, though, not yet. But again, the big part, like Wendy said, and the class that Lee's doing, is you got to become a better buyer's agent, or else you're going to go back to valet at the Suncoast. Sorry, really. You got to become a better at what you do, okay? You can't last minute type up an RPA if you haven't done one before, if you haven't done it 5 times at home practicing it. That's where you're going to get caught, because that consumer is just like they might interview 3 people to list their house. They might interview 3 agents before they pick one to help them buy the house, okay? But the conspiracy thing is the part that just drives a lot of us crazy, that we all conspired to keep the commissions higher, okay? I said this in a past meeting. someone is going to try to get a lawsuit against the attorneys, like the American Bar Association. On their website, American Bar Association, it says the typical compensation in a personal injury case is 33% to the attorney. Right on their website. So is that colluding that every lawyer in the United States gets a third of my money? I think that's collusion to me, or conspiracy to me. But exactly, yeah, exactly. Could be. I'd love to, you know. Come on, I only play a lawyer on TV here, or in the room here, Yeah, okay. What else do you guys need to know about the lawsuits here? And the other handout I gave you, one was, this is what LVR put out. And I highlighted some things that are kind of important, okay? And the other one are these websites. But I'll put them on the Facebook page so you can click them and save them to wherever you pull them up, okay? It's continually going to change, but I think the outcome is we might not have one for 5 years. They could drag this thing out for a long, long time. So I'm not saying ignore it, but read these bullet points and these talking points so you have a ability to have a conversation with people about it, okay? Thoughts, questions, concerns? Does anybody care about the lawsuit?
If they talk about lawsuit, I'm gonna say, oh, everybody sue everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly, Misako, what I'd say. Yeah. You hit it on the head there.
Let's talk about this.
Create all these people, the lawyers, all the red in jail or whatever.
The evils.
Attorney, you need a lawyer to start a lawsuit, so obviously attorneys, see something, and they got 500,000 people in the state of Missouri to sign up for the lawsuit. 500,000 people signed up.
If they win, they share the money, right?
Well, even if they do win, do you know how much each plaintiff is going to get?
$2,000.
Give or take, maybe $3,000.
What part of Missouri?
That's big money for them.
I think Columbia. Well, they went through the whole state. It was the whole state of Missouri. And now the same lawyers are trying to do it for the whole country.
But a majority of the people that signed up out of the whole state in the outskirts were.
I don't have the zip code of all 500,000 people here, big boy. Yeah, I mean, most people, even us, if you got asked to join a class multi-billion-dollar lawsuit, most of us would sign up. What do you got to lose, right? Okay, because you would do it for one reason. What's the only reason you would do it?
Free money.
Exactly. And you would think it would be more than $2,000, I would think, right? If it's $5 billion. No, they're going to get $2,500, $2,800, maybe, and that'll be taxed probably. So,
The lawyer takes 1/3 of the $5 billion.
somebody said the lawyers are taking 40% on this case.
When they go to
So who knows?
When they go to court, they take 40%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but sure.
So I don't have an access to MLS just yet, but my friend realtor said that there are already listings that have $1 commission.
No, that's absolutely correct. Incorrect. There's some listings that have zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beauty guy, what's
How do you handle that?
Well, again, so what should you have in your hand before you even look in MLS?
Buyer's broker.
Yes, you need a buyer-broker agreement to sit with your buyer and find out, say, look, I get paid 2.5% or 3% typically for what I do. Let me show you what I do, and you show them all these things that you do, and then they got to get them to sign it. Okay, that's the only way you can get paid. Okay, if it turns out that buyer finds out that you didn't show the house because the co-op was zero, you're going to probably lose your license. You're probably going to lose your license. Okay, so that's why the buyer-broker agreement is really, 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 really important. Okay, and you don't have to put 3% on it. You could put a flat fee. You could put $10,000 and make it for 2 weeks. If the buyer is not the most cooperative that you think he or she might be, all right, Micah, how about we do this for 2 weeks? And my typical fee is 3% of the purchase price. You're looking for a $600,000 house. That's typically $18,000. But for you, I'll do it for $12,000, and we're going to get it done in the next 2 weeks. So it's not a long-term relationship. I'll take a little bit less. We'll try to knock it out in 2 weeks.
So question for you, how about this?
How about
for
this?
the ones that offer 0%, you get a buyer-broker agreement signed that says flat fee of $10,000, and then when you make the offer, you ask the seller to pay for closing costs.
Yeah.
So your commission is part of the buyer closing costs. So they're essentially paying for it. It's
Mhm.
just, yeah.
And, and it's, yeah, Narina.
But on social media right now, it's a lot of discussion between the realtors with not doing nothing for us. It's necessary to change.
Well, you know, again, NAR doesn't check in with us on a regular basis on what they're doing, okay? I mean, they're spending millions of dollars. I mean, again, you might say, Tim, these are just some websites. No, they're only websites if you ignore them, if you don't think they're important, okay? So 3 weeks from now, if I say, Irina, so you went to the NAR website and you know what to say, and you say, Tim, I didn't go there. Well, that's on you. I'm not picking on you. You know what I'm saying, okay? But NAR is fighting this thing tooth and nail. They don't want to fork over billions of dollars. So they're going to either appeal it, or usually when this happens, there's a settlement. They'll settle. And some settlement might be us paying NAR a little bit more money for a couple years, potentially. Right, Patrick?
Yeah, they're also doing this on the listing side now, too. There's a truck that parks up by my house, up off of Ann Road. He's got a huge box truck. On the side of the truck, it says listings, 5,000 flat feet.
Yeah, sure.
They can do that?
They can do anything they want. You know?
Steve Hawks does them at 0 if you buy a new home with him.
Right, exactly,
So
yeah.
He's got some kind of connection with the new home builders.
Mhm.
He charges 0% on the listing side, and I looked it up on when he was doing 1%. It's 1% listing side. He was still offering 3%
Correct.
co-op in MLS.
Correct. Yeah, it's a little bait and switch. A little bait and
But
switch.
his advertisement is 1%
Right,
listing.
right. And that's true, even though we know it's not, but that's factually true. Norm.
So how's that him charging 6%? I thought we colluded to charge 6%.
Who charged 6%?
He charges 1% and 3, so that's 4.
Right.
Right.
So we did not.
So we're not
No.
charging 6%. You get it?
Dude, I'm with you, man.
They look at that's I don't understand.
If we had a decent attorney, I think we would have won this case, but
I give
that's,
Berkshire Hathaway all the credit.
Yeah.
They should go all the way.
yeah, I
NAR
agree.
should too.
It's expensive though. It's just very expensive to do
I get
that.
it
That's the
is,
problem.
but
Okay.
It's going to be cheaper than 1.7.
Probably. Usually they'll settle for a fraction of the 1.7. And for the next,
settle.
and what if they said, okay, we're going to settle for the next 2 years. Everybody has to pay $50 a month for the next 2 years, and then for the rest of your life, you don't have to worry about lawsuits.
How about just
Would you
buy
do that?
job and then
I'm
they
paid
start
out for
again?
them to fight it.
Pay them
Okay,
money.
yeah. That could happen. It might come to a vote with the
Close door.
with the 2.5 million, 1.5 million realtors that we have. That might happen at a NAR meeting. We're all going to vote on something like that. Okay.
Realty One's business plan is kind of should really sue that one, really how it's laid out, I think.
Yeah. See, the one good thing about Realty One Group, and I don't want to keep you guys too late, is that we're one of the few brokerage firms. There's a lot in Vegas because they followed us, but throughout the country, we're one of the few 100% commission places. Meaning we don't take any of your commission. We don't want the 30% that we're going to get from Micah for 3 deals, but we got to take it from them because we're going to train them. But we don't want that. We want you stay with me. Shh. So stay with me. So Realty One's defense is, look, we're not like Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker pushes 6% because they get some of that commission. We could care less. Let me introduce you to Steffi. She does it for 1%. Or Patrick, who does it for 1.5. Yeah. So Alex thinks when Realty One gets called up in front of the podium to the judge, we're going to tell the judge, look, we don't take any commission, Judge.
Right.
We have no incentive, 5%, 6%. We don't give a shit. So get us out of it. Exclude us from it. That could happen if Alex does what he wants to do. So even though you don't hear NAR calling you up, Irina, giving you the update, okay, a lot of things are happening. They really, really are, okay? But it's going to just drag out a little bit longer. How much longer, nobody knows, okay? But it's funny. The listing in MLS, we had the buyer's agent, and he said, Tim, it's 0. What should I do? I said, why don't you call listing agent? Ask him why. Ask him to give you 2%. You have nothing to lose. You can call a listing agent. So he did. He put him on speaker. So I'm listening, right? And this is what the listing agent said. Well, you know what, Realty One Group agent, if you get me list price, I think I can get you 2.5% commission.
Let's say one, right?
Well, because he probably overpriced it by God knows how much money. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm guessing for him to do that. So if you get me a list price, I'll get you 2.5% commission. Nothing in writing. We can't prove anything. It was just a conversation between 2 dopey realtors. But call the listing agent. Say, look, dude, I can't do this for 1%. Would you do it for 1%? He wouldn't do it.
like what Wendy was saying about adding it to the closing costs, that could only work with conventional, right? Because aren't there some loans where you can only,
can't.
the lender's only gonna allow a certain
No,
amount of closing
no.
costs?
The other thing that NAR is trying to do, Arena, just so you know, is to get our commission thrown into the buyer's closing costs legally on the HUD. Ooh, you like that, huh? Ooh, yeah, I do too. But then you get Fannie Mae involved and the VA and FHA. Holy shit, this thing will be dead by the time they figure this out. So they're doing all these different things that we don't know about, or at least the public doesn't know about. So just don't think nothing's happening. A lot of stuff is really, really happening. Okay, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Bam. All right, gang. Wend? Oh, Laura, pick a number between
4 seasons.
1 and
23.
7.
And we!
Chris Annabali.
Son of a bitch! God damn it! You should have just skipped by his number and said somebody else. Ay, ay, ay. All right.
Thank you, and thanks for coming to the meeting.
That? All right, so since you haven't seen the sheet, you pick a number between 1 and 23. Oh, you're going to do the gizmo. Look at you.
Number 7 again.
Yeah, watch it be number 7 again. Right? 19.
Amber Food. I think, did she just walk out?
Must be present to get your prize.
Yeah, I think she just walked out.
Snooze, you lose. That's it. You're out of here.
Where was the signage?
Number
You walked in, I was late.
13 is Nina Mason.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, and in the future, we pick it up at 9:30, the sheet. So as long as you're here before 9:30, you get to fill it out. All right. All right, gang. That's all I got for you. If you missed this ABR class with Lee, we're going to do another one. But sign up for the one through NAR. It's free. Take it at your own pace, okay? And I would recommend, if you don't know when it is, call down to LVR and find out when the next CMA class is. And learn how to do a really good CMA. Okay? All righty, gang. Thank you all. Have a good day.